Hi, this is Michael Rubin, and we've been working with the Mixolydian scales. And so now we're going to do third position Mixolydian. Now, for those of you who are more intermediate harmonica players, you may have never thought of playing third position Mixolydian because third position is more associated with the Dorian scale. And there's a reason for that, which we'll get into when we deal with the Dorian scale, which will be next. But we're going to do first, second, and third position of Dorian, so it may be a while before we answer that question. Mixolydian for Dorian is for third. I'm sorry, Mixolydian for third position is not commonly used. However, I think it's a great one to start playing blues in third position because Mixolydian is a bluesy scale, but it is only different from the major scale with one note. In the major scale, there's a seventh note. In the Mixolydian scale, there is a flat seventh note. So we take the seventh note and lower it a half step. So you're really only dealing with changing one note, and it gets a whole lot bluesier. So to me, to understand third position blues, Mixolydian is a great place to start. So the D major scale is the notes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And again, if you don't know your major scales, I really recommend you review my old videos and get down to learning your major scales, especially for the keys of C, G, and D, because you're going to be using a C harp to understand theory a lot, so you want to know your first, second, and third position scales. So if Mixolydian takes a major scale and lowers the seventh note by a half step, the seventh note in the key of D major is C sharp. Lower that a half step, get C. So the notes in the D Mixolydian scale are D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Now these are the exact same notes as the G major scale. G major and D Mixolydian are modes of one another. So what that tells you is any place that you can play using the G major scale, it's easy to play in D Mixolydian. So since a C harmonica has such a great home in G, in the key of G, then D Mixolydian is going to work pretty well as well. The problems, however, that you find in the G major scale on the C harmonica show up in the D Mixolydian scale as well. So here is the Mixolydian scale, and as you'll see, there is one place on the harmonica where you need an overblow. 5 overblow is F sharp. Now, there are ways to circumvent this. You could play a country-tuned harmonica where 5 draw has been retuned to F sharp. There's all kinds of things you can do, but if you want to be working with a diatonic harmonica that has not been valved or anything like that, a Richter-tuned diatonic harmonica, you got to know how to overblow to get that F sharp. So if you don't know how to overblow, that means there is a missing note in your scale. Now, how important is that missing note? Well, in the key of D, F sharp is the third note, D, E, F sharp. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but in terms of forming the personality of a scale, the feeling of a scale, the third and the seventh note are the most vital notes, in my opinion. So we're missing the third note, so that's one of the most vital notes towards creating the Mixolydian feeling. So that stinks. We don't like that. We wish we had an F sharp. Other than that, let's do some jamming. Let me just play this scale. Here we go. Oh, there's the F sharp. So every now and then I shoot for an overblow and I don't get it too. So if you're in that boat, we're in it together. So when you're jamming using this scale, let's think about it in terms of what holes are going to work. Let's talk about the blow notes without bending. The blow notes are always C, E, G. Well, there's a C, an E, and a G in this scale. So you can play any blow note and sound good without bending or overblowing. Now we might not have written down 3 blow, G, but we wrote down its duplicate, 2 draw, G. Therefore, you can play 3 blow and sound fine. The draw notes, though, there's a problem. 5 draw and 9 draw are the notes F. There is no F in the D Mixolydian scale. There's an F sharp. So what this means is, if you want to play in the Mixolydian flavor, you have to avoid 5 draw and 9 draw. Now this does not mean that when you're playing blues in the key of D, that you should avoid 5 draw and 9 draw, or third position on any harp, that you should avoid 5 and 9 draw. There is more advanced theory that explains why 5 draw and 9 draw, the note F, sound great in the key of D, or the flat third sounds great on any harp in third position. But we haven't gotten to that theory yet. We're trying to really focus on the Mixolydian scale. So for right now, avoid 5 and 9 draw. For bends, you've got 2 single, 3 double, 9 single, and 10 single. The upper ones are tough, although 9 single is not so tough. You could probably pull that off. Really getting 2 single and 3 double on pitch is a challenge, and I recommend you work on it. It will really up your game. 5 overblow is the only overblow, but it's kind of tough. So this is not an easy scale for even for intermediate players, but it definitely is a scale that will lead you towards understanding how to play more advanced blues in third position. So I've got my band in the box set to a blues in the key of D, and I'm pressing play. Oh, one more thing. I'm in the key of D, so every now and then I'm going to hit a D note. 1 draw, 4 draw, 8 draw. And I'm doing Mixolydian. And the thing that really separates Mixolydian from the major scale is the flat 7, the C note. So every now and then I'm going to hit a C note, 4 blow, or 1 blow, 4 blow, 7 blow, and 10 blow. Okay, here I go. So, let's turn off this music. Alright. So next, we're going to get to work on the Dorian scale, which is going to be just a little bit bluesier than the Mixolydian scale. Dorian scales are also great for minor playing. So, you know, you've probably heard me say there are 3 kinds of music: major, minor, and blues. We've already had some understanding of how to play major music by using the major scale, and blues music by using the Mixolydian scale. We're going to up our game in blues with the Dorian scale, but also, at the same time, give us a way to play minor. So, once you understand your major, Mixolydian, and Dorian scales, there is no style of music that you will be stumped at. You will have something to do during a major song, a blues song, and a minor song. All right. So I will see you soon. Thanks very much.